right now, if you got a bunch of AMD GPUs from the 5000 series all the way up to the 6000 series, you could be making about $1 a day. So there's only one cryptocurrency right now at time of filming that's profitable for these GPUs, unfortunately. But I wouldn't go out buying a bunch of GPUs to just mine this cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency is called Kerrigan, and it supports a number of different algorithms. Since inception, it supports Kapow, Equihash 200, Equihash 192, and X11. And the one we're focusing on today is Equihash 192. Because at my current electric rates, which is not really good, this is the only token that is really profitable. Well, I guess that and Qubit coin. So, or Qubit coin, I don't know, however you pronounce these damn things. But Kerrigan is the most profitable. There's a couple catches here that you need to pay attention to. So please hang with me for a little bit. Biggest thing is you can look at it right here, but we'll talk about it more in just a moment. Right now, if we go to miningpoolstats.stream, one of my favorite websites, Kerrigan 192 is only available on Zpool, Himpool, which seems to be fluctuating. Himpool sometimes becomes the number one pool, and then sometimes it doesn't. And I'm wondering if somebody's trying to pump a bunch of hash rate into it using mining rig rentals or something like that. But it's just now recently Kerrigan showed up on the most profitable chart for my AMD setup. We'll talk about what my AMD setup here is in just a moment. But the pools are pretty much Zpool, Himpool, Kerrigan pool. Yes, there's Pooly.ca, and that's pretty much it. All the other ones are either have no hash rate or haven't hit a block anytime soon. And the other thing that we got to look at is the exchange, right? Because that's what we were just talking about. The emission schedule is got $164 and the volume is only around $1,000. So on the exchange itself, there's not a lot of volume. The website says it's done a certain amount of volume over time, about 1,200 in the past 24 hours, but I'm only seeing around 1,000. So it's not a lot of volume. You can see over time this chart has just like every other, crashed to new lows, if not close to its all-time low. But still, if I mine this coin with the setup I have, which we'll look at here right now, is 4 RX 5700 XTs, a 6600 XT, a 68, and a 6700 XT. And when we're hashing away, we're looking at a profit of around $1. That's it, right? We're trying to save as much juice, and AMD is really good about being efficient, but saving as much juice as possible and getting as much hash rate as possible. We're only going to yield around 23 Kerrigan, sitting around 660 watts, and I think I'm a little bit above that. I even tried connecting it to Mine Dutch, and it got a lot of rejected shares. It was showing up here, but it's looking at my SHA-256 miners. Let's try switching over. It doesn't show up anymore. And what I was getting was basically a bunch of rejected shares because Equihash GPU is not the same as Equihash 192. Now, if we click on this drop down on mining pool stats, there is Equihash, and when we click on it, you're going to see Mine Dutch is one of the top mining pools on here, but that's not the same algorithm. So you're going to get a bunch of rejected shares. So make sure you're paying attention to which one you're on, because then you're just wasting electricity. So right now we're on Zpool, and we've hit blocks, or we're hitting blocks or submitting shares alongside everybody else who's mining on this pool, which has the majority of the hash rate. Looks like they just switched back over to Zpool from Himpool. And so we really need to test the profitability of this. And that's why I'm trying to make this video, is a coin will pop up and show it's the most profitable at the time you go and look it up. But you need to pay attention to the underlying factors, right? The 24-hour volume, the emission schedule, the pool status, because I just saw before I started recording Himpool, which I'm blocking it, I don't know why. Himpool was the number one pool. The solo one was the number one pool. And then they just switched over to Zpool. Maybe they weren't hitting blocks consecutively or to the extent that they wanted. So now Zpool has over 92% of the net hash on it. And so this token just showing up on the chart as the most profitable cryptocurrency to mine for your AMD GPUs, of course, is going to attract others, thus raising the difficulty, thus increasing the net hash, thus reducing the profitability. I did set the overclocks, and I could be doing a little bit better. Like the 6800, we should be sitting around 135 watts, doing about 47 souls. And we're doing about 45 souls, but we're at 113. So we're doing a little bit better there. My 5700s are not doing so good. On my 6700, I should be doing 32 souls at 90 watts, and that's about close. I'm at 98 and 31. I could be doing some more fine tuning there, probably bump up the memory a little bit. And then on the 6600, it's 24.6 souls at 60 watts. And I am certainly right around that as far as wattage goes, but I'm definitely not hitting the target as closely as I would like. 24.6 versus 23. So it's about the same. The 5700s are not the most efficient. And some of these cards have been mining for years, so their tuning is not as good as they could be, or the overclocking or undervolting is not as good as it could be. So 27.4 souls at around 85 watts, but you can see a couple of them are near 100 watts, and one of them is not getting anywhere near the amount of souls that it should be getting, or hash that it should be getting on this Equihash 192 algorithm. So while it is the most profitable right now at time of filming that I'm putting out this video, it may not be by the time you look at it. And if I could just borrow you for a moment, in GPU mining, the ecosystem has diminished drastically. Profitability and mining, you need to take into account a number of different variables: the cost of your electricity, also the environment that you're running these rigs in. If you're running it inside your house, now your AC is going to have to work harder to cool your house, so that's going to eat up more electricity. If it's in a separate shed, that's fine, but are you getting adequate airflow, and does that cost more money to run whatever fans or ventilation you need? Or maybe you have your own HVAC system in there. Whatever it might be, all those different nuances and variables will impact your actual profitability because of the more electricity you're burning in order to keep these rigs up and running. And a lot of people will tell you it's not worth it. And I would agree with that statement. Still enjoy crypto mining, specifically with my GPUs, as a hobby. I'm willing to eat the electrical costs in order to just participate and play around with a cryptocurrency, play around with some overclocking, tinkering, learning about new coins, new algorithms, whatever it might be. But is something for sheer profit? No, which is why a lot of miners have turned their GPUs to AI compute or some other workloads of some type. But right now with the AMD setup, we're looking at about $1 a day. By the time you watch this video, or even after that, it may be negative 30 cents, negative 40 cents, as we're seeing with all these other cryptocurrencies. Xano's negative 38 cents. Zealous is negative 51 cents. Epic Cash 65 cents negative. Raven Coin almost $1 negative. So none of these other coins, Ironfish, Ergo, are profitable to mine with my AMD rigs. The only two at time of filming is Qubit and Kerrigan. And I got my rigs running on Kerrigan. But are we going to hit the target of at least 23 Kerrigan in a 24-hour period, or am I hitting 80? We'll have to wait and see. Because oftentimes the calculator will give you data, but you may not actually hit that mark or hit the amount of currency you should be hitting. Like, for example, when I was mining Pearl, it showed you that the auto exchange rate and the transaction fees and all that stuff, I'm losing quite a bit. I was losing about $1.50, which Pearl mining on NVIDIA GPUs are profitable. But as far as AMD goes, it is not profitable for those GPUs. You can see it's negative 26 cents. I only be making one Pearl a day, eating up around 307 watts of electricity, or system running at 307 watts, and then the kilowatt hour is about 10. So you're going to have to make your decision that's best for you and your setup. I know a lot of people in the community have sold their older GPUs. I'm still hanging on to mine. I'll probably would flip mine if I can to venture into other activities, whether it's solo mining Bitcoin or solo mining other assets on SHA-256, but I do and still enjoy tinkering. So let me know what your thoughts are. I know a lot of you would say GPU mining is dead. I don't know why you're GPU mining. I understand that, but let me know what your thoughts are. Are you still tinkering? Are you still playing around? Are you still mining with your GPUs, whether they're old or new? Irrelevant. Are you still doing it? That's what I want to know from you, and that's going to do it for today's video. So do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button, consider getting subscribed, and hit the notification button to stay up to date, as well as check out additional links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. And y'all take care. I'll catch you next one.